this little thing. Now you might think, oh well, doesn't look like it involves very much. Well, this background and these and the bee, try that again. All the coloured paper here, it was done using the salt technique. And I'll show you, there were 2 stages to it, because there was something else I talked about last week but didn't do, that I have actually done this week. So let's put the dies out of the way and let us start creating our salty background. Let's put the lid on that. So going with the same colours as I did before. So I've got fossilized amber and I've got spice marmalade, and I am using the sprays again because the salt technique needs water or liquid, and obviously they are liquidy. So I'm going for my yes I am. I am going to do it in here. I've already made enough of a mess, but I am going to put a piece of kitchen roll into each one for this particular technique. So I need, where's all my bits? All my bits for this one is here. Okay, and I have 2 bits of card. So I've got 2 things to do here. So along with my distress oxides, I am this time using the Pumpkin Patch Pixie Sparkles and also the Pixie Sparkle Highlights. There's no pigment, no colour in that. It just gives a lovely gold, shimmery, glittery, mercury, nice little glittery stuff. Okay, so we also need salt. And I just realised I haven't bought any fresh salt. So, not to worry, we'll use this again. It's no bother because it's the same, pretty much the same idea, but I'm gonna have to do something in between. Do a salt technique, Carole, and don't bring salt. What a good idea. I am going to start by just spraying the back of the card, and I'm going to do that on both. It just stops it from bowing down. So let's concentrate on this piece first, okay? And I am going to spray this. It's hard to see when you're just spraying water as to where how wet it is. So I'm spraying it with water, and then I'm going to spray with my distress oxides, and you'll see it gives a really lovely sort of when it goes in. There you go. You see, I didn't probably shake that enough. You see the yellow and the orange. It's split in there, so we might go back in with the orange in a minute. We need it. It needs to be wet. It needs to be really, really wet because, and I'm going to then put the Pixie Sparkles on quickly. This one is the Pumpkin Patch, so you can see that going on. Yeah, and then the Molten Gold. I said this one is just purely for sparkle, no colour. Okay, and I am going to give it another spray. This is one. It does take a while to dry, but actually you can. I'm going to get a mister spray rather than a full-on one. There we go. There, you can see all that water. Okay, and while it's wet, that's when you want to get your salt on. Okay, because what the salt does is it starts to pull up all of the pigment, and you then get this lovely effect. So this salt that I'm using, I used on it the original one, so this is like its second time around, but it will still work. Okay, so that's the main one. Okay, and I'm going to just move both of these off for a moment. I'm going to go in my container here, and I have one that I have already done in here. Okay, this is the full-on one. So yeah, there we go. So you can see where the salt has really started to pull up the ink. So I'm going to just take a palette knife. I'm just going to get rid of them off and then just very gently start to go over. Now, I don't want to lose this salt, which is why I'm trying to keep as much as I can on here. Okay, I want this salt. I did quite a bit of salt there, so let's do a little bit of a spray. Because this salt I'm going to use with just some water to create a much less full-on background, a much subtler background, because the salt crystals have absorbed the ink, and you can see we've got the lovely sparkle in there from the Pixie sparkle. But so obviously you can use Pixie sparkles with the salt technique. But what I did find quite interesting is when you reuse this, possibly because there's Pixie sparkles mixed in with this, you still get a shimmery background, even though you're not adding any more Pixie sparkles. Right, so there is my main background. Okay, and because I forgot to bring the salt, we've now got to collect all that. And you can see it's fairly orangey, fairly yellowy. Okay. So I'm going to bring my little thing back up. Yeah. Dean's probably having a fit with the amount of things I'm bringing in and out and in and out, shaking it all about. So now on this one, I literally, oh, hello, let's just spray. Now you can see I obviously oversprayed on this one, and you can see the colours coming through there, but I don't mind. So I am literally just spraying water onto this piece of card. I'm really making it wet. And then this salt, I am just putting back over. And what happens is, because there's no ink on the paper, apart from that little bit up there, the ink that is in the salt, where this is nice and wet, the ink will just bleed out of that salt onto the paper. So you get a really nice effect, which still had the sparkle on, which I'll show you in a minute. It really surprised me, but much subtler than that one. So you end up with a really nice vibrant piece and a really nice subtle piece, all from the same salt. So I'm going to move that, and then I have, like the other one, I have one that is already dry, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. Let's get rid of that. And there. Open this up. Okay, so you can see here, there's much more yellowy than the one I've done. I think the one I've just done is much more orange. But we start to scrape off. I'm going to do it so that way. You can see that the salt has, sorry, the pigment has come out of the salt. And I don't know if you can pick up, the sparkle is there too. So I've got one really nice vibrant background and one really subtle background, and that's just a case of having reused the salt from the second one. Don't scrape. I found brushes weren't hard enough, or the bristles came out of them. I found using a J cloth was okay, but I found using this is better. The only thing I would say is don't sort of push in too hard, because if you get a bit of salt stuck, it does rip the top of the paper off. Okay, so I'm not going to throw that salt away. I'm going to keep that, and it will probably go through another cycle, possibly mixed in. I've got some blue salt from the one I did, the Facebook Live I did last week. So we'll see what kind of effect that makes. But yeah, don't just bin it. It is usable again. Okay, so I am going to put, oh, hello. Second lid won't go on, will it? You need it on the other one. Okay, right. Move those to the side. So I now have my lovely pale background. I have lots of salt still on my mat. Bear with me. And is it left shoulder you throw it over, I think, isn't it? Just, I'll clean it up later, I promise. Right, so there are my two backgrounds. So Distress Oxide sprays, salt, and Pixie Sparkles, pumpkin patch, and the Molten Gold Pixie Sparkle highlights. So I'm liking that. I liking that I can have a sparkly effect with the salt as well. The salt, the effect of the crystallizing of the salt, but the sparkle of the Pixie Sparkles. So, okay, where do we go now? We need a little card. So we're going to just go with a small, so just a 4x4 made out of black card. And I am going to use this lovely light card as the actual main background. Okay, so then everything else that goes on it really pops out. But obviously the edges are quite white, so I'm going to want to cut into it. So I'm going to make one cut to begin with. So I end up a little bit near where all the colour is. I feel there's still salt on there, so not to worry. You can get more of that off when you do it at home. And then I'm going to also trim down, get rid of some of the white from this edge. So I've got more yellow here. So I can now do my kind of like by eye. Where am I going to do my background? Here. Here. I'm also going to do that. Just it needs to go up that way because it's the end of the afternoon and my head's a little bit wee. Okay. Now these little bits, don't throw them out. Always useful for die cutting letters and flowers, sentiments. So there is my nice pale yellow background there. Okay, now I am going to cut this now with the Elizabeth Crafts art journal die box. I don't need it all, but it can be used on other projects. But I am going to see the way I can save the most amount of card for another day. It really depends on this one, whether this one will fit that way or not. Okay, so I have gone ahead and I have cut off the extra bit I didn't need from that, and I have I'd already previously cut out all the letters in black, and I'd cut out the additional ones too, but these are the extra letters we need and the little B that we're going to need, but I'm not cutting them together. The reason being is this needs more pressure than that, so we're going to cut this one first, and we are going to put that later on that way. No, I'd say this one needs more pressure, and I don't give it more pressure. Bit of a pain. Right, let's put that one through. Cut. Now, you're not going to need all of this one. You're only going to need one of the cells, if that's what they're called. I think that's what they're called. Only going to need one of those. So we are going to take that one out. Yeah, that's all cut. So I'm going to just turn that over. I'm going to put this one back in. That and that. We don't need that to cut our B and our letters. Now, once these have cut, I'm going to snip off the B from the end. and because he needs embossing. Okay. Reaching over the plate. So I am going to, with my scissors, here we go. I'm going to cut him off here. With those will have cut like that. And this time I need my plate, my embossing folder, not embossing folder, sorry, my embossing mat, and then I need my, that one is just embossing, and it's really important to emboss these because they gives you the guidelines of where you need to paint. By cutting it on the color card that we've made for our background, then at least you only need to do the black. So there's our little bee, and here's the rest of our letters. Let's pop them out. O, and there's our little H. We should now be able to spell hello, honey, with these as well as the black ones. Okay. Y on the end. Right, just bring my thing back in so that I don't lose my alphabet dies. Let's see, E there. Oh, it was already M N. Oh dear. Remembering the alphabet this time of the day is a bit woo. Honey, M N O Q R L L L L L L. Hello. Hello, sorry. Hello. Don't want to come out. There we go. Right. So all our letters are cut, as is our black letters. We need to just push out our B, and just like I did for when I did the shadow box one, I just need my black. I need a little bit of water, and I need a brush. Oh, there's my brush. A little bit of water. I'm just going to move that so that I don't get water over everything. So this is it's been on here a little while, but that's not an issue because it's water activated. So as soon as I put a bit of water on, so I'm going to move those letters out of the way, otherwise I'm going to end up painting those. I'm going to start by painting the head. Yeah, you can see some of the sparkle comes through from the pixie sparkles that we put into our salt background. So there's our head. And antenna and the legs, and let's do the back legs. There. And there. And then I'm going to pick him up purely because I can then see the embossing as to where I now need to paint his body, which is, I say him, I don't know, it could be a her. Or our worker bees. Neither, I don't know. Getting too technical now. So I'm just also going around the edge on the inside of the wing to define the edge of the body. Let's just fill that in a little bit more, make it a bit blacker. Okay, and then our next black stripe comes across here. See the raised part there. And then we've got this bit here. And just checking that I was doing it the same as I've done before yet. So this bit here, there, and then we follow that line. A little bit more water. It's getting a little bit dry on my brush there. Bring that around. There. Excellent. And then I'm going to, it's me saying excellent. Oh, look. Pride comes before a fall. Telling myself I'm excellent, and then I've made a bit of a hash of the wings. So, hey ho. Hey ho. It's going, I'm just trying to just define the edge of the wings here. There is a tiny kind of little bit where it's been embossed in at the side, and I've just kind of gone over a little bit there. But never mind, it's not the end of the world. If I put it down, I might have a steadier hand on this bit. But I'm coming down along the edge here. I've done that one too. That's okay. Right, so there's my little bee, and he can go over there to dry off for the moment. And I'm going to put that out of the way. I am now going to take this off of here. There are going to be loads of bits that come out, and as I said when I used this dye on the other bee project, that you can save them. There are loads of them, and they would be perfect for shaker cards or even trails, little sort of wiggly trails for the bees. So, and you can see, I can see where I didn't clean my dye out properly before, because I can see black bits where we've got little black bits in there. Oh no, it's not, it's where they've come out. Okay, now I'm not going to worry too much about getting all of this out, and I'll tell you why. I only need one of these, so I'm going to pop him off. I'm going to put the dye away to be cleaned at another time. I am going to get my scissors, my big scissors here, and I'm going to snip in. Now I'm looking for a nice shiny, but this bit up here is quite shiny. So I'm going to snip down between those two cells there. Oh, that was a bit close. Didn't do that too well. And then down in between those two. I don't need any more. I'm going to keep that for another day. I'm going to go back and straighten that one up. Okay. You can do this if you've got a trimmer that you don't mind doing sort of little fiddly things on a trimmer, but I am just using my scissors to go round and snip in. So I now have my little honeycomb cell. And pop the last couple of the bits out. There we go. Get rid of those. And I have already done the same with a black version. So I've now got the two. And so now we should have everything to just assemble our card. One last little bit is I just want to put a little bit of the fossilized amber ink around the edge of this, just to sort of define the edge. So fossilized amber is what we used on in the spray form on the background. So this will just tie in with that colour. It all goes together, right? So a little bit of inking done. Okay, so we are going to stick this down first. Let us get our glue. Ooh, come on. Oh. And thankfully I put this way up. Okay. There we go, that goes on there. And I'm going to put the lettering on first. So just a little bit of time to do that. Let's get my little gluey thing. I went for kind of a well, not look across it, but using the H once. So you know, the H went for the hello and for the honey. So let's go. Let's go in. So I'm going to put my H there. And you can see by cutting the letters out of the darker card, they really start to pop out from that much lighter background that we did just with water and the salt that we had used previously to create the the main background. So excuse me. Ooh, a little bit of a cough there. Oh, come on, stay down. Hello. Hello, honey. So I think, like I said earlier, the really nice to have an alphabet set or two or three or however many like I have. Because you can create your own messages and you can personalize. Oh, I've got all fingers and thumbs now. It's all over the place. Oh, that's not straight. There you go. Hello, honey. So I need my O, my N. Oh, N. I'm sorry, I just keep saying the letters. I'm pretty sure you can see what letters I'm using. You don't really need a is that one upside down? Which way does that N go? Oh, it goes that way. I think I might have done it upside down. Oh no, I did do the right way up. Very nearly did it wrong though. Very nearly. And the white, and then we just put the black ones on. And then we're almost there. Almost there. You don't have to do the kind of like I do. I do love a drop shadow on sentiment. Although sometimes when I've done one like this and I think, oh, why did I do that? Because I've got to stick everything on twice. However, once it's on and I've got the finished sort of product, I am glad that I spent the extra time doing it. Oh, hello. Are you going to stick for me? Thank you. Yeah, the extra, like I was saying, sometimes I think, ugh, but then when I see the end effect, I'm like, yeah, that was worth it. I'm glad I did take the time to do it. But you know, it might not be your it might not be your thing. So you could have just gone with the black. So we'll keep going. We are nearly there. Hello, honey. Oh, hello. Hello. I feel like I'm losing the plot slightly here. But hey ho. Nearly there. Nearly there. There's the O. And the N. Let's make sure he's up the right way this time. Oh. Oh. Oof. Oof. E. Y. Right, so that's done. Oh, if it will stay down then. Well. Okay, right. So our next bit is to put this on. I'm going to put the black one down first. I am not going to worry too much about sticking the middle, but at home I would just put a little bit more glue through the middle so that it sticks right down. Put that up into there. And then same on this, just for the sake of speed for the video, I am just going to put it around the edge and then slightly offset from the black. There we go. Piece of clean paper to just push down on everything on here. Right, and then our last little thing is to add our bee. So I'm just going to give him a little bit of shape, and I am going to get a little bit of glue gel, and he's a nice little sparkly bee because you've cut him out of that bit with the pixie sparkles. So there we have our card, our little Hello Honey, using that's not going to work, is it? Thought that in a minute. Using, so what do we use? Let's have a quick recap. We used the bee, which is somewhere from the Janine's art, excuse me, humming bees, all kinds of insects. Oh, there he is. Bzzz. There he is back. So that was for our bee. We used our honeycomb dots from Janine's art, which is somewhere in the mess on my table. And we used the Trimcraft bunting alphabet dies, of which A now seems to have gone for a walk. No, there it is. To create our card, along with, we used the salt technique. We used fossilized amber, spice marmalade sprays, and some Pixie Sparkles pumpkin patch and the molten gold highlights. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Sorry if you we dipped out of the Facebook Live, so we have recorded the end of this one. But thank you for joining me for all the projects that I have done so far this year, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Bye.